The future is female, and behind every successful woman is herself. At BeachCandy Swimwear, we believe real women truly do shine the brightest. Welcome to the Real Women Shine podcast with BeachCandy Swimwear. Hey everyone, my name is Berndt and I'm the founder and designer at BeachCandy Swimwear. Today we're recording our third episode of the Real Women Shine podcast series, and we'll be featuring a woman who leads her life with nothing but generosity and kindness as she volunteers with some of the best causes in the Orange County area. So without further ado, I would love to introduce to you this Real Woman's Shine. Hi, Carolyn. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see your face. I miss people.
Too. Me too.
How are you doing on, what is this, week 3 for you, or?
You know, we're like everyone else. We're hanging in there. We're holed up in here. My biggest worry is like all my family is spread throughout the U.S., including my daughter who's on the East Coast, and that makes me super nervous, but we're checking in all the time, and my parents are good, but they're far away, and even if I can't see them, it's just nice to be able to like, oh, I can drop this off on your doorstep, or here, I got an extra roll of toilet paper if you need it.
Absolutely. I know. I feel like we have never come together more rapidly and more beautifully as a country and as people. We're just really connected, even though we're disconnected in a deeper way, it feels.
Yeah, that's so true.
Where's your daughter? What state is she in?
She's in South Carolina at school.
Okay.
So we're hoping to get her home soon, but it's a little tricky to travel right now. So
very, very. Oh my gosh. So let's tell the listeners just a little bit more about you and what you're up to.
Okay. I mean, should I start from the very beginning? Or?
Please. We have plenty of time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can go all the way back. My parents are both from the Chicago area. They met in college, so they were pretty young when they got married. The sad part of the story is my dad was a fighter pilot and went to Vietnam, and unfortunately did not come back. So, my mom is the most incredible person to be widowed at 23 with a 1-year-old. She continues to be an inspiration to me because I can't even imagine going through something like that. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's an incredible story. Wow. Your mother is an amazing woman. And I'm so sorry to hear about your father.
She was living with her parents, my grandparents, and they said, you can stay here as long as you want. She's like, nope, this has got to be my new normal, and just went out and went back to college because she had left early because she was pregnant, and made it through and became a very successful businesswoman and super great role model for me.
Amazing. That's why you're so amazing. You have an incredible female role model.
I do. I come from a good line of strong females. So
I love that.
So going on from there, my mom remarried when I was 3, and I absolutely hit the dad jackpot because he's an amazing guy. And, he's been my dad for basically my whole life. And I just adore him and still really close to him. So that's a great thing. And my mom tends to have a type. He was also a fighter pilot. So what that did for us is that I traveled a lot when I was a kid. So, every 3 years, like anyone in the military is the same kind of thing. And I think that really kind of shaped my ability to adapt and to kind of get out of my comfort zone of being kind of shy. Mm-hmm. And it really actually made me appreciate kindness, for people who are willing to kind of take in the newbie and, be friends with me and things like that. So that was huge. And the best part about that, though, is that we got to live in Scotland for 3 years when I was growing up. And so that was really fun, and did a lot of traveling throughout Europe, and that kind of molded my love of travel and adventure and seeing new places and things like that. So, and then moved to Thousand Oaks and went to high school there. My dad got out of the military and just kind of kept moving south after coming back after college, and lived in West LA, then Manhattan Beach, now been in Orange County for a while, and was in the computer industry for about 10 years. And now my husband and I own a few businesses. The biggest one is a fruit importing business. And we've got a couple real estate companies and a couple truck brokering companies as well.
Wow. That's an amazing life story. So you really just can handle life on the fly, whatever life throws at you. It seems like you're ready for that because of just how you were raised and your strong mother and moving all the time and having the experiences in Europe and all through California. It seems like you really can just juggle and master at the same time.
Yeah, I try. I think I tend to get a little restless too because I'm so used to being kind of nomadic. So I've lived in this house for 9 years, and that's like way the longest I've ever lived anywhere. But but it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about your generosity and your kindness and how that's really manifested in your life, because that's really what's inspired me to share you with our Beach Candy listeners and just share this incredible story that you have of what you're up to currently.
Oh, thanks. I think I've always tried very hard to, kind of live by the golden rule and be a kind person. The volunteering really kind of stepped in when I was pregnant with my daughter, because I'm like, well, I'm going out on maternity leave for my job, and what am I going to do with my time? And then not realizing that, a newborn really kind of takes all of your time. Like, what was I thinking? But no, that's kind of when I first started volunteering for a group called Binky Patrol, and they make blankets for kids in need of comfort. And that's something I could do from home. I don't sew, but I can make the fleece ones. And I was doing some of their PR and writing press releases, and just, I'm good at event planning and things like that. So that's kind of where it started. So that was almost 23 years ago, and I am still very close friends with the women, the founder and all the founding members of that group.
Tell me a little bit more about PMMC and that incredible cause and how you're involved and why you're involved and what it is.
Yeah, PMMC is the Pacific Marine Mammal Center in Laguna Beach, and they rescue, rehab, and release local seals and sea lions that are stranded and injured along the Orange County coastline. And they're the only ones in Orange County that are certified to do that. And so they're very busy. They get over 100 animals a year that they take care of. I got involved was through my daughter, and she became a camper there, and then became a junior counselor there, and then became a docent there. And from me driving her back and forth so much, I found out what a great organization it was and got involved as well. And now she actually runs their summer camp every year. Was majoring in marine biology, all because of this cool little organization in the canyon. And I've just fallen in love with it, and I've been a volunteer on their board for almost 10 years now.
Wow. And I read an update that you have almost 40 animals there now. So you're very full if you have 100 animals a year.
Yeah, actually, this is like 3 years ago at this time, we had over 100 animals. Wow. This is our busy season. So it's kind of nice that it's, with everything else that's going on in the world, 40 is something we can handle. We have a fantastic staff and volunteers in our animal care area who's just, they're still going in all the time. The animals have to be fed. So other people, really putting their lives out there to help others.
Absolutely. I found PMMC by just passing in the canyon, being curious one day with my husband. We popped in and took a look at the animals, and I've been just in love with the organization ever since, and what it stands for, and just the service it provides to. And isn't it beyond Orange County? Is it LA and parts of San Diego, or is it?
We collaborate with other similar organizations in other counties, but we only do Orange County.
Amazing. Yeah.
And actually, if I can backtrack a little bit, it's such a cute story about how PMMC got started.
Oh, please.
It was 49 years ago, actually. So hopefully we'll be able to have a big old bash in a year from now.
Yes.
I'll get you on the list.
Yes, please.
Where it was two men who were lifeguards in Laguna Beach. And a little girl came up to one of them and said, "Hey, there's this, injured seal on the beach." And he's like, "I'm really sorry. I help people. I don't help, seals," and kind of left it there. And the next day it was still there, and he just couldn't take it anymore and took it back and put it in his bathtub. and, started, at that point, there wasn't the internet, obviously. So trying to do some research on how to take care of these animals, and got one of his fellow lifeguards involved, who was actually a marine science teacher as well as a lifeguard at Laguna Beach High School. And it just was this total grassroots organization. They bought those, little plastic pools you can get for kids at, Walmart or whatever, and started putting animals in there. And the city of Laguna in the late 70s donated that cute little red barn, which used to be an ASPCA barn for horses. And the organization just kept growing and growing from there. So even though we've been around for 50 years, we're still at this point, kind of a cool, homey little grassroots organization.
That's incredible. I know you told me a little bit about the distance learning that's going on right now at PMMC, but if you could share a little bit more about that, I'm sure a lot of parents out there would love to know that this is available to them.
Oh, yes. The program actually started a couple of years ago as a program for children in hospitals, where we actually set up cameras and we, do a little class on ocean stewardship, and we kind of beam it into the rooms at a few different hospitals. Chalk was the first one to do that. And we've got a hospital in Atlanta and one in Boston. And the kids can, kind of talk to the moderator there and ask questions. And it's a super great program. But now also that, PMMC is closed and a lot of parents are looking for things to do with their kids, we're opening it up to the general public. So you just have to go to PMMC's website, which is pacificmmc.org, and you can log on, and 24/7 you can log on and just look at the animals. We've got a couple cameras set up and you can see them splashing around and having fun. And then once a day, you do have to sign up. It's free, but you have to sign up. And then you get a little class, and you get to learn more about the center and just how to, be a good steward of the ocean and how to save the planet and all that kind of good stuff.
Yes, that's so cool. I'll definitely link that below for those of you who would like to check out the distance learning with PMMC, and something that is really unique and a way to give back. Very, very cool.
Great.
I know at the Pacific Marine Mammal Center that they rehabilitate the animals and then they set them free. So can you tell me a little bit more about that process and share with our listeners?
Oh, that is such a great thing to see. They're usually on Saturday or Sunday mornings. And when an animal's been in our care, they usually stay there for about 3 to 4 months. And when they're ready to go back home into the wild, we go down to the beach and release them, and we bring them down there in like dog crates. And we like to do a few at a time, because even though they don't stay together in the wild, some of them have bonded while they've, been in our little hospital for a while. And it's just such a beautiful way to start your day. I know that you've been to one, and it's just, you can't be in a bad mood after you see something like that. So, there'll be a few spectators, and you stand around and they open the cages, and the animals just, bloop, bloop, bloop out into the water. And it's just such a cool thing to see. The first time I saw one, and I still get teary thinking about it. I've probably, been to 30 releases now or something. But the very first one I went to, some woman came up to me and she's like, "What's going on here?" And I was like sobbing. I couldn't even get the words out. I'm like, "There's this eland, and he was sick, and now he's better."
I was sobbing when I went, and just watching them go into the water and play in the waves. I know, it's crazy beautiful. So thank you again for just sharing about this, because I think it's such an inspiring cause, and it's right in our backyard in Orange County, and it's perfect for kids. And we can do the distance learning now, and then as soon as we're set free, I bet you're going to see 10 times the amount of participants or spectators at the releases, because that is a magical way to start your weekend for sure.
It is.
And can you look up the releases on the website, like the dates when that goes on, or how would somebody find out about that?
No, typically we don't promote the releases on the website, just because we don't want the crowds to get too crazy.
Gotcha.
So the best way to get invited to release is to make a small donation to PMMC and get you on the mailing list.
Well, that is money well spent. So get on it, guys. I'll put a link below. What advice do you have for someone to navigate and find the perfect organization or cause for them to volunteer with?
Oh, that's a great question. It's obviously a little bit trickier to volunteer now, but I think a great starting point is to, first of all, think about, what are you passionate about? Are you passionate about helping kids or animals, or have you had a loved one survive cancer and you want to help that way? I think that's a really great place to start. And then also look at your skill set. Like if you're an accountant, you can volunteer to help somebody with their books. If you're great at web design, help someone with that. If you're great at writing, where nonprofits are always looking for grant writers or things like that. So those would be the first two ways that I would, kind of narrow down your search. And then there's always so many organizations looking for help. And I found just Volunteer Match is volunteermatch.org is a great website, or just Google volunteer opportunities in my area. And I did that yesterday just to see what would come up, and a bajillion of them came up. And then also I found one the other day, CaliforniaVolunteers.ca.gov.
Okay. Amazing.
And, they're talking about things that you can do now.
Awesome.
That maybe you can do from home.
Absolutely. I'm sure there's plenty we can do from just our couches to assist in all of these wonderful causes. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I found too that, when life gets a little bit back to normal and you want to go out and do some volunteering, it's always super fun if you can get a friend or a family member to do it with you. Like my mom is a breast cancer survivor. And so for many years, we had our family do the Race for the Cure together. And at one time we had 4 generations of our family walking together in the race. And it's so incredible to know that you're helping a good cause, but yet, selfishly you're having a great time with your family, and it's
good feels all over.
Yeah. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. So last but not least, I know you own one BeachCandy swimsuit, and do you have that with you?
I do. Here it is. Woo-hoo.
Oh, how nice. Yes. Suit is one of our best sellers. It's really, really an incredible one piece, but how do you like the fit of it, and what do you feel, how does it make you feel when you wear that?
I can see why it's a bestseller. It's such a great suit. Like, I'm at an age now where I would still like to look good and feel confident in a bathing suit, but a little string bikini is not my thing anymore. And this suit it does that. It's sexy, but yet, appropriate for any age, and I can feel good and confident when I wear it. So I'm just waiting for the sun to come out.
I know. And the beaches to open back up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Carolyn, for joining me today. And you're such a ray of sunshine. And thank you for just sharing your story a little bit. And I know PMMC will get a little awareness boost from this. And so I think that will be wonderful. And thank you just so much again. You really inspire me, and I'm sure you'll inspire everyone who listens to this.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great to see you, and I feel so honored that you thought of me for this. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Carolyn. Stay safe, and I'll see you at the beach whenever this whole thing's over.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.